Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Edo politics. Obaseki'S government moved to prosecute jail Oshiomhole if found guilty. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time we're reaching me today. We want to say a very big thank you for your huge, massive, and continuous support. We truly, really appreciate you. God bless you. If you have not given us a thumbs up, please go ahead, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate you. Well, what we are hearing now, what is reaching us is that Obaseki'S government is moving, plans are in place to arrest, jail, and prosecute Oshiomhole if found guilty. But what has Oshiomhole done? I remember when he was in, some time ago, we reported as well that people were saying, Obaseki'S government was saying that Oshiomhole gave a contract with almost 70% as against what was stipulated in Edo State, that you give a 25% upfront. We don't know if this is the main cause of why Oshiomhole might be arrested, jailed, and prosecuted if found guilty. But let's get into the news and get all the details. Edo politics. Obaseki'S government moves to prosecute, jail Oshiomhole if found guilty. Indications show that more hurdles lies ahead of the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Adams Oshiomhole. This is because the Edo State government has not given up on its resolve to prosecute him and make him face the full route of the law if convicted by the courts. Oshiomhole risks going to jail amongst other penalties if found guilty of the indictment made against him and some other people that work under him as governor of Edo State. Recall that Governor Godwin Obaseki has set up a Judiciary Commission of Inquiry, IJCI, to prosecute and probe Oshiomhole administration. The commission was headed by Justice James, retired, which investigated the construction of the Edo Specialist Hospital and supplies of the equipment for the hospital during Oshiomhole's tenure. After its investigation, the commission made its findings known and made some recommendations for the state government. Most importantly, the commission indicated that Oshiomhole's administration was found violating the state public prosecution procurement law. The JCI made 8 recommendations contained in the white paper made public by the Edo State government based on the reports of the commission. The commission also recommended that the Edo State Commission Ministry of Justice should take civic and criminal actions against him for indictment and breaching the prosecution law. Earlier in May this year, the commission led by Oshiomhole had, during the presentation of his report, explained how the breach was done by Oshiomhole's administration. Oshiomhole had stated that the procurement law clearly states that any contractor working on a government project should not receive more than 25% upfront payment upon contract award, which Oshiomhole's administration allegedly flaunted. Oshiomhole then revealed that the immediate past administration of Oshiomhole had paid 75% of the contract sum upfront for the project to Vendit Engineering, which obviously violated the state's prosecution law. After receiving the report then, Obaseki had promised that his government would prosecute those found culprits and make them accountable for their actions, no matter how highly placed they are. He added that his government had been putting in the right measures and that there are government resources that needed to be recovered from some people. Obaseki assured that his government would not hesitate to ask for culprits to return these resources to the state government treasury. He then added that his government would prosecute those indicted in lines with the recommendation of the commission. Consequently, the Edo State government seems to have taken steps to do this promise, but there was a hurdle somewhere in his way. What really happened when it becomes obvious that Oshiomhole could be arrested by the Edo State government? He appreciated the Federal High Court Abuja that got a court order to stop his arrest. Justice Ahmed Mohammed on June the 17th, 2020, reaffirmed a restraining order which he earlier issued on June the 1st, 2020, stopping parties in the suit from acting on the reports. Although the Edo State government is challenging the judiciary of the court to hear the case. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday adjourned the case till on the 8th of July to hear the lawsuit filed against Oshiomhole to stop him and also possibly arrest over the indictment of the white paper issued by the Edo State government. The adjournment was to allow all parties to be duly served with the process and the procedures before the prosecuting or the proceedings would commence. The response in the court indicated that the Edo State government, Godwin Obaseki, the Inspector General of Police, and the Department of State Service will be there. It was reported that all the respondents had filled separate notice of parliamentary observations challenging the judiciary of the Federal High Court Abuja to hear the suit. The matter would come up on July the 8th, where the parliamentary obligations challenging his jurisdiction to hear the suit will be directed. The issue of whether the Federal High Court Abuja has the jurisdiction to hear the case is at stake because the indictment took place in Edo State. That will be decided by the court when it resumes. But the main business is the main case, which will border on the indictment itself. Oshiomhole and his affected officers during his tenure will have to disapprove the indictments made against them by the commission. Since Obaseki was the governor then, he is the main man in the case. Every other person acted in line with the directives given to them. They were simply working under his instruction. So Oshiomhole will first have to prove his innocence or risk going to jail and maybe other penalties if found guilty by the indictment. Obaseki has lamented that the people who have the opportunity of rebuilding the system took further steps to destroy the already weakened system. He vowed to ensure that such people are brought to book. Despite all odds and political twists it may be given, this case will determine Obaseki's resolve to recover the state's funds and ensure that these funds are made available, and whoever is found guilty will face the full route of the law. Well, my people, this is what is happening now. Godwin Obaseki is still carrying on with that case. Although a federal high court, Oshiomhole, has given a restraining order asking that Godwin Obaseki should not arrest Adams Oshiomhole. There was no reason stated for that, of which to that effect, Edo State government has also sued the High Court in Abuja, asking them why they should not arrest the person of Adams Oshiomhole. Well, there is a lot of lawsuits going on recently. It's unbecoming. These are people that are supposed to be brothers from the same state. I think Oshiomhole and Governor Godwin Obaseki needs to resolve their differences. They need to stop showing who is the Superman so that Edo State can move forward. Fighting does not move anybody, any people forward. What does it do? It divides people the more. You see, it doesn't matter who is at fault here. The main issue is let's let bygones be bygones, and for once, let's allow God to fight our battle. You may say it like it's slow, but trust me, if God fights the battle, you will see the man. You'll be pitying the person. If Oshiomhole or God will allow God to fight the battle after trying every peace they can attain, just leave it, and God is capable of handling this battle. Please, let's give peace a chance and allow Edo State to move forward. What do you think? Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Bye for now.